Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FsPassengers with me, Mihir37. So in this episode, we're going to buy a new plane. It's the SOCATA TBM 850, and we're going to go from Baltimore, KBWI, to Nashville, Tennessee, KBNA. And so we use the tower. You can see the wind here, but we use the tower for them to tell us which runway to use to take off. But then we come into Nashville on our own. We won't use the tower here. And we're actually going to land on 20 Center. Right here. Right into the wind. We can go over here to Air Nav. Alright, 20 Center is 8,001 feet long by 150 feet wide. You can see all this. For 20 Center, it actually says the elevation is 571.9 feet. Traffic pattern is left. And you can see that the heading is actually 201. It does have happy lights. And if we look over here at the chart, right, as it says 8,000 feet long, the airport elevation is 599 feet, but actually 588 for 20 Center. The approach course is 201 degrees. And we're going to come straight in. And here at Catherine, you can see right here, 3,000 feet, then I guess Minky, we can call it, down to 2,000, and then Zeph JY, down to 1,280 feet, and then down onto the runway. Alright, and with that, we can go over to FSX. I haven't bought the plane yet, so we'll buy the plane, and we'll head on to Nashville. Alright, everybody, here it is, TBM 850. And all of its glory. The thing kind of sucks about that now that we're buying this plane, it is so expensive. It only actually holds 4 passengers, which is a huge decrease for us. I mean, the Titan that we were flying held like, what was it, 10 or 11? I think we had a couple less. I think in the PC-12, that was still up around 9 people or so. I think it was 9 total. But look at this. We can only hold 4 passengers. It's like not even half of the PC-12, which is kind of terrible, money-wise. Anyhow, we need to go buy this thing. Let's go over to the company manager. Alright, we need to fix that. PC-12 is 97% because alright, it's $4,900. That's fine. Because we won't get any money for it if we don't do that when it's flying. Buy current FS plane. Well, actually, let's take a look. We have 6.1 million. It's so cheaper, much cheaper than I remember. Alright, so if we look at this one. Alright, so 21 hours. The aircraft is brand new. It's expensive, but you'll not have any bad surprises. The maintenance will be low during a long time. Alright, at 2.5 million, 102 hours, which is almost basically unused. Expensive price plus 95 grand. This plane seems an excellent choice. Be warned that the former owner of the aircraft is known for not maintaining the aircraft. The aircraft may be very expensive in regards to maintenance expense, but that's only at the beginning. It's at 98%. So I don't know about that. At 521 hours, 2.4 million, which is logged low and an expensive price, plus 72 grand. This seems an excellent choice. Beware, we don't know the former owner, so we don't know what they did as far as maintenance and everything. 953 hours, which is lower than average and exaggerated price, plus 133 grand. Does anyone offer a good deal? It seems like a reasonable choice, taking into account the former owner's known to maintain their aircraft very well. That's good. So there'll be no surprises. Plus 133 grand. Here's 1,011. I don't know. Lower than average? All right. Expensive. Plus 145 grand. That's terrible then. Why would we want? Yeah. I mean, price-wise, it's not that bad. Here's 659 hours, which is quite low and expensive price. Jeez, there's no good deals. Taking into account that the former owner is known to maintain the aircraft very well. I don't care about if like someone's known to not take care of it, because we can always do the maintenance on it. I don't see how that would affect it that much. 2.4 million, 521 hours, which is less than this, and yet it costs less. So that looks good right there. Now that has 1,600. Not that I don't think I cared that much, but if you go for 2.4, look, you spend an extra 60 grand and you get a brand new aircraft. These all at 2.4 seem stupid. You would just take the brand new one at that price. So the only one you could actually make a case for is this one right here. I mean, look at that, 2.5 million for one that's got 102 hours. Well, this brand new one with 21 hours is cheaper. And that's only at 98%. Alright, so we'll just take the brand new one. And it's ours, the TBM 850. You see, they actually call it the 700, and I can't remember what the difference is. But this 850 is a 700N with some modifications I can't really recall off the top of my head. But let's start our flight up. No parking brake. Well, that sucks. I don't know this aircraft very well. Surprise, surprise. We're going to learn it together, I guess. There's the parking brake. That little switch right there. Alright. I don't really like that parking brake. That's so much different than all the others. Alright. Now we can go. Alright, 6 passengers, which is, of course, wrong. Seat capacity. Now, we always screw this up before. I always put room for the pilots, too, but you're not supposed to. I watched my last video to make sure of this. So it is 4 seats. Pressurized, yes. We'll go with economy right now. So use the default data, but with... use the default thing, but with my data above. Now, I looked at... There is a payload model up on FS Economy for this plane, but it had like a 4-star rating out of 10, so I was like, well, I don't want to use that. And the payload editor just seems way too involved. So we'll just use the default, but with my data above. Of the 4 seats, it's pressurized, we'll use economy. Yeah, sure. New data saved, alright. Alright, so now we'll go up and load this. Alright, we're full. Maybe we could raise the ticket prices sometime. Alright, actually we don't want this to show up anymore. I should have said no. This has a... I was looking on Wikipedia to try and find out how far this thing can go, and it's got several different ranges, several different power settings. It goes from like 1,700 some nautical miles down to like 15 or 14, I think. And this one's a little over 500. So that's only, I think if we put like, I'll just put it 44. That seems easy. We can only, like I said, take 4 people. Man, that's really crappy. That's like really crappy. We can load her up with some cargo, huh? Might actually be able to just fill this thing to the top. Yeah, alright. We'll take that. Normal flight. Set our destination, Nashville. KBNA. Nashville.
Destination set.
Loaded her up immediately.
Check
Show the passengers. I can't believe this. I don't know how much money we're going to get for something like this. Alright, cutting back in, everybody. Had to restart something. So, we'll have them put their belts on, and we'll take a look around. By the way, I don't really have much experience in this plane, hardly at all. I fly so many other aircraft and all the other stuff that I don't really get around to flying stuff all the time. There's our autopilot stuff. This controls, like, it's just a massive screen, isn't it? De-icing over here. Oh, I got our lights and our startup and everything over here. Really don't like that parking brake. Here's one thing I don't like as well. The tank selector. It's got left, right, and off. So it doesn't have... You know, I guess we have to switch it ourselves, which I gotta say, I don't like that. Why can't we just have... I don't... Why is there no both? I don't quite understand that. I think that really sucks. Alright, anyhow, the parking brake is on. Get this stuff out of my way. Alright, the lights. I don't like this either. It's weird how you turn those on. Like that. Because it's kind of hard to tell which, if they're off or on, whether they're pointed down or up. So I don't really like that either. Here's the autopilot stuff over here. Autopilot on and everything. Avionics. That should be off. What is some of this stuff? That's on auto. I'll leave that. I don't know, some of these buttons are on maybe? It's kind of odd. Now, see, that needs to be up like that. Battery. Turn on the generator as well. Turn our nav. I don't know what this pulse thing is, but I'm going to turn it on. We might get dinged the first time or two, trying to understand what they want on. Is that like the beacon? I'm thinking that's the beacon. Alright, so the battery's on. We've got power. We're on the right tank right there. Alright. Ignition. I'm going to leave that in auto. And hit the starter. It's like the default Carenado sound, isn't it? Alright, that's on low idle. Stop it, plane. Why are you moving? I'm gonna move that all the way up. I'm gonna leave that leaned out for the time being. Let's see. I guess we need to turn the starter off so it's not always on. Avionics. Why is avionics start and on? That's kind of odd. Why would you just have on? You don't have to start up the avionics, right? Check out my views here. So that takes us down to the main panel like that. That's shaking for some reason. Let's see what this says. It might tell us about the... I wonder if it's auto ice or what. Parking brake, auto fuel, bleed off, no pitot heat. Alright, pitot heat, stall heat. I don't wonder if that's windshield heat or if that's windshield de-ice. I think I'm going to turn that on. That might be just window heat. Auto fuel, bleed off. Let's see. There's one other thing I wanted to do. Alright, I guess we do need that main. I'd like to click that right button, I don't know why. Autopilot, off, AP off. That's kind of weird to me as well. Although maybe that's just for the autopilot trim, because that's the autopilot button right there. I have to experience this autopilot trim. I don't quite understand. I'll have to get the hang of that. Parking brake, obviously. Auto fuel and bleed off. So I don't like how it's on that tank like that. Make sure we don't get moving. Fuel selector. Auto. Alright, so now I don't know where the bleed air is. There's not that many buttons. Dimmer, cabin access, engine start, fuel. Jeez. Trying to figure this out. Auxiliary boost. Oh, alright, so we want that off. So I don't even know what that is. Let's see. Fuel select. Where in the world can the bleed air be? Oxygen. auxiliary, I thought I would just turn that off. Jiminy Christmas. Alright, there we go. But I don't know about the bleed air. Sorry that you all are probably not happy with this, but I don't know where the bleed air is. Bleed to auto. Now we just have the parking brake. Alright, finally. It was hidden under the yoke. Alright, well now we know from now on where it is. Alright, finally we get over to ATC. We're going to go to this, actually just a little more to the west than the south.
Baltimore ground, Whiskey Oscar 583 with Alpha. Request taxi for takeoff, west departure. Whiskey Oscar 583, taxi to and hold short of runway 33 right using taxiway Hilo, Quebec. Contact tower on 119.4 when ready.
33 right, acknowledge
taxi
that.
Taxi to and hold short runway 33 right using taxiway Hilo, Quebec. Whiskey Oscar 583.
I just set that to 330. Aggressive taxi can come on.
Southwest 3604, taxi to and hold short of
taxi
runway
lights.
Left via taxiway.
See, I like how that is, but why aren't the others like that?
119.4 when ready.
Parking brake is off. We're probably going to have to taxi clear down to the end of the runway. I don't think we're even close. That's at 100%. See how much juice it takes to get her going.
Baltimore ground, Citrus 476, taxi to the gate. Citrus 476.
Looks like from the outside.
Using taxiway Echo Alpha.
It doesn't look that great from the outside. You see them in real life, they have really long noses, it seems like.
Citrus 476.
And I have turned down the scenery to dense for both. When we flew in here, we had it on extremely dense. It was extremely jagged.
476, hold position, caution other traffic.
Even at dense for both, we're only getting 19 frames a second. Not quite enough room to take off from right here. Set my views.
Citrus 472, taxi to and hold short of runway 33 left via taxiway Alpha Papa Echo Delta. Contact tower on 119.4 when ready.
We'll go down a little further, but this is 33 right. Be sure.
Papa Echo Delta. Citrus 472.
I can't read it from here, but we're clear to the right of the airport, so it has to be 33 right. This is going to be interesting. I guess we can go ahead. This autopilot will go up to 16.5. It is pressurized. That's a lot like the Caravan autopilot system. I don't think we'll take this one. I'm going to take the next one just because it should get up pretty daggone quick. It's a really powerful plane. In fact, I think maybe that is the actual difference between the 850 is the 700N, but it's got more horsepower. Bigger engine. Take the next, well, I was going to say we'll take the next taxiway, but that's where Progressive Taxi has us going anyway. I'm going to go over to the tower. Heck, we can already request clearance. Oh, wait just a second. Putting out the flaps. Yeah, I just don't understand why the tanks, there's right and left, but there's no both. So you have to monitor it, because obviously you don't want to get too much of a difference.
Baltimore Tower, Southwest 2072, ready to go. Runway 33 left, IFR to Boston. Southwest 2072.
Just had to request that at the same
runway
time.
33 left. Baltimore Tower, Whiskey Oscar 583, ready at runway 33 right.
We got out a little too far.
Whiskey Oscar
Sorry.
583, cleared for takeoff. Runway 33 right, west departure approved.
Hitting that button as I was turning.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 33 left, Southwest 2072. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 33 right, Whiskey Oscar 583.
Alright, strobe light comes on. Landing lights.
Baltimore Tower, Southwest 3934 at runway 33 left, ready for takeoff. IFR to Long Island. Southwest 934, hold short. Runway 33 left. Traffic is Boeing 737 on the runway. Southwest 3934, taxi
Come on, girl.
and hold. Position and hold. Southwest 3.
Taking a little more juice than I expected to get this thing going. Man, she's taking a lot of juice to get going. Come on, thing. See them taking off over on 33 left.
Southwest 2712, cleared to land. Runway 33 left. Southwest 2072, contact Potomac departure on 119.0.
Let's go ahead and get on out of here.
119.0 for Southwest
Not quite full
2072.
power.
Southwest 3934, cleared for takeoff. Runway 33 left.
Use a little more power than that. I want to make sure you keep it in the green though.
Southwest 283 is 11 miles.
You're gonna find that sweet spot.
ILS, runway 33 left approach. Southwest 283, Baltimore Tower. Fly straight in. Runway 33 left. Altimeter 2981. Fly straight in. Runway 33
Let's go ahead and rotate.
Southwest 283. Clear for takeoff. Runway
Positive rate.
33 left.
Gears coming up.
934. Cleared to land. Runway 33 left. Southwest 2712.
She should climb pretty well as well, since it does have such good power.
Ready for takeoff. IFR to Las Vegas. Southwest 3934. Contact Potomac departure on 119.0.
Alright,
Southwest
heading out to the left.
Short. Runway 33 left. Hold short. Runway 33 left. Southwest 3604.
See, she's still picking up some airspeed. We're climbing 1,300, 1,400 feet a minute.
Southwest 3934.
50. $1,500 feet a minute. We're still just barely climbing with the airspeed. Flaps are retracted.
You are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. Southwest 283 cleared to land. Runway 33 left. Follow the aircraft on final. Cleared to land. Runway 33 left.
Trim it out a little more.
283.
That 1850, she's losing a little bit of speed. 1,900 feet a minute. It's just crazy to me. And I want to come down to here. Gotta learn how this autopilot.
Southwest 2712. Exit runway when able.
CDI. Is that taking us to GPS or what? Look at that. I thought that was GPS. It is. Alright, let's turn on the autopilot. Set that to the nav. Let's go to vertical speed. Vertical speed back up. It's at 1,000 feet a minute. She can climb a little bit faster than that. Whoops. I'm gonna put it at 1,200 feet a minute. Like I said, we gotta figure this thing out. Desired track 263.
Baltimore Tower, Delta 1495 is 4 miles southeast, inbound ILS, runway 33.
Yeah, we're a little far when I was trying to get the autopilot on.
Baltimore Tower, fly straight in, runway 33 left, altimeter 2.
Let's go ahead, we can turn the taxi light off.
Make straight in, runway 33.
Look outside.
Delta 1495.
City of Baltimore is way over there. Can't really see it. Yeah, it does have a long nose. In real life, or in the pictures and everything, it looks like it's a lot longer, actually. That's pretty good.
Southwest 2116 Baltimore Tower. Make straight in, runway 33 left, altimeter 2981. Fly straight in, runway 33 left, southwest.
Alright, 5,400 feet.
Baltimore Tower, southwest 5908 is 30 miles.
Doing 196 knots of ground speed.
Left approach, southwest 2.
So it says we're about 2.5 hours away. See, it doesn't seem to have the distance.
Straight in, runway 33 left, altimeter 2908.
It might have the distance over here. 501 nautical miles. Let me find a different airport. There you go. Yeah, 501 miles away right now. 2.5 hours. But when we get up to our, obviously, to our cruising altitude, do a little better. Some of these gauges, they're a little hard to read with some of the lettering and stuff on there. It kind of takes away a little bit. Also need to, trying to look at our fuel. There we go, fuel quantity. So it's actually using more off the left. I thought we were in right. We are on left. That's why. I mean, obviously we don't want to use the entire left tank and then switch over to the right. That's why I don't quite understand why it doesn't have the, it's kind of odd to me. And I don't think there's a cross feed. These flaps as well. I don't know how many notches we got. Oh, so you got up, 10, and landing. That's kind of crazy. There's only really 2 notches of flaps. Yeah, I don't quite understand that. Right, 8,100 feet. Alright, well, 494 miles, 2 hours and 25 minutes. Like I said, we're going up to 16.5. Wow. Yeah, it's gotta be, yeah, Washington, D.C., because you can see, KIAD is Washington, D.C., what is it, Washington Dulles. Wow. Big sitar. Let's, I was gonna say, are there any monuments around? I don't know that we're actually in DC right now. Shows we'd be able to see something. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and speed her up, everybody. It's gonna be a little while. So I'll go ahead and speed her up. Be back in just a bit.
Good to go. descending below 10,000.
Alright, everybody, slowing her down here. We're a little under 30 miles away. About 28 or 26 there. Yeah, 28 miles. We're very low on fuel. In fact, the thing just came on. And I think I just saw this thing automatically click over to the right, by the way. So maybe it does automatically select for you. So we've got 18 gallons, and at full thrust, it uses 64 an hour, so we don't have much. So we can back off the throttle a little bit more. Let's go down here. We can get to our procedures. I think we can bring it up on the big screen as well. Oh, if you see, because see, it does have that as auto. I think that is our. So I think it does switch back and forth. See if I can bring that up on the big screen. Yeah. Select the approach. Let's see here. Oh, no, 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 no. Why? Why? Daggone it. I don't have time for all this. Okay. Can I type it in?
Altimeter.
Nope. KB. NA. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Daggone. We want 20 center. There we go. Honestly, I don't know which one. Let's go down here. Can't remember which one it is. We'll hit vectors. Now, 20 center, it should be... No, we should be coming from up north. Oh, you stupid thing. Got it set for 3,000 feet, by the way. Now, see, this has got us... This doesn't make any sense. It should be the opposite way. Although I'm going to move our heading over a little bit to the right, and we're going to switch over to heading. Yeah, that thing it's got it totally wrong. Oh, it's got 2C. Daggone it. I thought for sure I had it 20C. Select the approach. It doesn't have anything at 20C, does it? Nope, it's got nothing, so we won't worry about it. I always manage to screw this thing up. I hate this style GPS. Oh my god. You know what? Maybe if I just go ahead and... If I do that, will you leave me alone? So let's move our heading over to the right a little bit more. Alright, so it's kind of screwy now. Let's go out more to the right. I didn't realize we needed to go so far out to the right. See, it did move it over to the left on its own, so good. It does in fact do that. We have like a total of 16 gallons, so we're like so very, very low on fuel. That sucks that it didn't have the procedure in here for us. By the way, the elevation of the airport, I think we've already talked about that, but it's about 545 feet. I don't want to go too far over because the thing is we're so low on fuel. I don't want to come out too far or anything like that. Over here.
Nashville, airport information, India, 1914 Zulu, wind 260 at 9er, visibility greater than 20 miles, sky condition 3,300, scattered, ceiling 4,500, broken, temperature 2.2,
3,000.
altimeter 3000, ILS, runway 3.
Alright, so our altimeter is correct. We are way too daggone close to the airport. I guess at 50 miles it is a little more. See, I'm not used to that. We usually use 10. The thing is, we don't have time for this with our fuel situation. That's it right there. Autopilot coming off. How I wanted to do this. Our first flight, I wanted it to be a good flight. Not like this. Alright, we're not really that bad off, to be quite honest. I don't know why that heading will not move one digit at a time all of a sudden. That's kind of stupid. Actually, it's incredibly stupid. But whatever. Trying to trim this thing out. I'm gonna go ahead and put a notch of flaps out. So we're actually too low now, so I was afraid we were gonna get too high. We're actually too low for the center runway. Come on, girl, trim for me. Reset my views. to give it a little more throttle because I'm getting a little way too low. I'm afraid. May need to change my view a little bit too and sit up in the seat a little bit, like that, something like that. Well, that seems a little too high because you can see the nose of the daggone plane. Like we said, there's only 2 notches of flaps. There's, what was it, 10 degrees and landing, I believe. I got a little high now. Down the speed a little bit as we hit the flaps. Gears coming down. Speed down as well. We got a lander. We don't have any fuel to go around or anything. So we'll be pretty daggone good. You can see that about 65 is the stall speed. Down a little too quick. We're still a little high, but that would be a little too quick that we were coming down. Alright, we're right on it now.
500.
We're getting down a little too quick now. Feels like I gotta click the trim wheel like crazy to get to do anything. Yeah, see, now we got a little low. Come on, trim wheel. Why do you move so slow? See, we're very close to your landing speed. To give it just a little more thrust because we're getting too daggone low. Not the best landing, but it was our first ever in this plane, so I won't complain too much, but we got to do a better job. That was not a good approach at all, and that's why. Putting the flaps up. Yeah, that was not a good approach, and it felt hectic. I mean, we don't have any experience in this plane, so it's kind of understandable, I guess. I never had the passengers take their seatbelts off. They didn't ding me for it. It's actually been a long while since I've done anything with FsPassengers. Air Hauler 2 and everything else coming out. Been doing so much other stuff. Oh, this is like the parking area straight ahead, I do believe. Alright, so let's go up here. Turn the strobe off. The landing lights come off. Alright, let's taxi on over. Let me actually, before we start really taxiing. This is the general aviation area. Go over here, let's go to that building right there. Looks like there's a parking area right there. Like I said, it takes a lot of juice to get this thing going, man. But I'm glad that the tank selectors will move on their own. I was moving them around at first myself, but when I was down there, I was fooling with something, and I saw that thing go by itself. I can't... There's a bunch of thunder. I thought it was in the game, but there might be thunder outside. I can't tell where it's thundering. We'll take the first one to the right towards that building. Is that Nashville? KBNA. I think it is thundering outside because my dog is Just come into my room and he's freaking out. And he does that when it's storming. He's such a pansy. Alright, we'll turn over here. We'll really probably park anywhere. Let's take a look outside real quick. A couple right here. One right there. Heck with it. We'll might go to the one over to the left. Yeah, it was a hectic landing, man. But like I said, I don't really have any experience in this plane. And with the approach not working and everything, is just kind of hectic. Really need a co-pilot, like a real co-pilot. See, it's lightning in the game. Take a right here. Yeah, it is thundering in this game. And in real life, so that's kind of odd. Okay, we'll hang a left right here. I can't really find a consistent taxi speed. Man, I really don't like how this thing is taxiing around like this. I guess we should have gone up and to over here, but there's like the parking space is right to the right, and it wants me to go way up over here, which I was already up here. Sorry, I'm just cutting it off. It's getting a bit ridiculous. Alright, park it right here. Not the greatest of flights, man. It was really, really awkward. Let's see how much fuel we had left. I think 13 gallons, 7 in the left, 6 in the right. Yeah, 13 gallons, not very much. See, I think that is the selector switch, is in auto. I think that must be the boost pump. That's my guess. Alright, so let's go up here. Taxi light can come off. Go ahead and cut the fuel. Shut that off. Let's see. Navigation light, pulse. All this can come off like that. There's off, ignition off. Listen off. Avionics off. Select that, put that in manual. Whoa. So I think that is the fuel selector switch. I'm not totally sure. I need to look at the paperwork more, if there really is any. Oh, we need to let the passengers out. Open up the door? I don't know how to open up any other doors. They're getting out. There's only 4 of them. Anybody else in there? It's me and my co-pilot. Doesn't look anything like me. I'm much better looking. %. Yeah, we got a storm brewing here. Real life and in the game. Close that up. See how much we made for our 500-mile flight. Guess it's not going to be a whole lot. End it. Yes, it's raining like crazy now. Alright, flight distance 510 miles. Time airborne 2 hours 11 minutes 36 seconds. Flight time 2 hours 21 minutes 52 seconds. Time on the ground 19.5 minutes. Average speed 232.5 knots. Climb time was 16 minutes 20 seconds. Cruise time hour 28:29. Average cruise speed 254.3 knots. Descent time 26 minutes 47 seconds. Landing speed 64.96 knots. Came down to 184.6 feet a minute, which was nice. Landing pitch too much there at 8.05 degrees. Landing weight 6,391 pounds. Total fuel used 801 pounds. Climb fuel used 125. Cruise 573 pounds, using 388 pounds an hour. Well, I guess that is pounds. I think the fastest cruise speed used about 64 gallons. So we actually didn't even use that because I can't remember, what is it, 7.6 or 6.7 or something pounds per gallon. So that's really not that bad. Could have used more. Descent fuel used 102 pounds. Ticket income $1,209. Actually got more for the cargo, 1,289. I think, or 286. I think that might be our first. Used $482 worth of fuel, 6 airport tax, 107 for the insurance. Total real income was only $1,900 for a 500-mile flight. That's pretty bad for us. Let's see, total times the 50 was 95,000. Fleet income was 164,108. Oh, one grounded for maintenance. I fixed them all up. Come on, man. It's giving us a total of 259,000. That's not very good for us. If we were in the PC-12, we would have made at least, what, 300 to 400? That's actually pretty far. Oh, my God. Yeah. 339 points. Nice landing, plus 50. Perfect flight, no problems. 150 scheduled airport, 30 long flight. 109. But look, we actually lost 11 points. Flight regulate that you have sufficient fuel. Yeah, I did that. Beacon lights must be activated as soon as the engine is running. You forgot them. All right, so we're going to have to take a $50 ding every time because we don't have a beacon light. I had that thing happen last time. Oh, we black screen, so I have to restart it to do the landing. You can hear the sounds, though. It's so weird that it does that. The E and B. All right, well, I'm sorry you don't have anything to look at now. But, yeah, it was an awkward flight. It was our first time. I should have put in more fuel. Actually, I thought about using less. I'm glad we didn't. So we'll have to realize to use more fuel when we're doing a flight like that long. This is a pretty long flight for us, really. But not too bad. We're actually, by the way, I had been requested to fly down in the Caribbean. So that's where we're going to go. You can see we're headed from Baltimore to Nashville. So we're going to head to the south and go into the Caribbean. Jamaica, Bahamas, all that kind of good stuff. We'll fly around in there. Maybe we can go down to, maybe we'll go to Princess Juliana Airport, maybe. I don't know if we can get all the way to St. Martin. We should be able to, I think, because there's places in between. And, yeah, there should be some pretty good airports down there as well. I think I have a semi for another airport or two near there. But we shall see. But, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it. It was a rough one. I don't have much experience in this plane, so we got to learn. So, but I'll see you guys on the next flight.